Another piece of propaganda people have been pushing, and it's very important, is a religious propaganda that because I was a Muslim, and that's why we didn't win. That is also not supported by the data. I'm a data person, so I always go and look at the data. And if in fact that was the case, you would see that MPP presidential and parliamentary candidates, if in fact people were voting according to religion, in most of the constituencies, the Christian parliamentary candidate should have been doing better than me, isn't it? But that was not really the case. In most of our strongholds, I was doing better in many constituencies than our parliamentary candidates. If you see in places like Effigia Secretary East, in Ashanti, Asante Akim Central, Asante Akim North, Akiman Wabija, Bekwai, Kwada, Soma, Pong, Manshia North, Manshia South, Mansun Edubia, Mansun Kwantan, Shayasun Sutra, Kwanan Bcoz, Obuasi East, Obuasi West, Ofiosu South, and Secretary Frank Place. This is just Ashanti. I did better than all the Christian parliamentary candidates in all of these constituencies. So it doesn't show. My favorite example is Asen South. Asen South, my good friend Reverend Tim Forjo was a candidate. He's a reverend, but I beat him in his constituency. So that cannot be the case. That it was because of. And the MPP is not that way inclined. We are not religiously or tribally bigoted. And that is why when I stood for the primaries in 2023, the superdelegates, we were 10 of us. I was the only Muslim. The rest were Christians. But MPP voted for me 61% to represent the party. This is dangerous. This path that some of the aspirants are moving on really represents an existential threat. As we prepare to go into the primaries, I am very, very concerned and troubled that some of our presidential aspirants have embarked on a religious and tribal bigotry and propaganda against me in a desperate attempt to win votes. They totally ignore all the data and findings about why we lost the 2024 elections and want to mislead the delegates and the party with such propaganda. The one such issue that has come up, and I think it's important for all of us to know, is the Mamprosi-Kusasi conflict. An aspirant has said that delegates should not vote for me because I am a Mamprosi man, and that we will lose votes in the Kusasi areas and other areas. This is very unfortunate and demonstrates a complete lack of understanding of the situation on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, since 1965, there have been 11 elections in Ghana. Since 1965. And the performance of the MPP in the 6, our tradition, in the 6 Moku zone seats, there are 6 seats in the Moku zone. If you look at it, the performance is as follows. In 1965, our tradition had 0 seats. At that time, I was only 2 years old. I had nothing to do with it. In 1969, we had 2 seats. In 1979, under Bcoz's leadership, we had 0 seats. In 1996, we had 0 seats in that area. In 2000, we had 1 seat. In 2004, under President Ford, we had 0 seats. 2008, we had 1 seat. 2012, under President Akufo-Addo, we had 0 seats. 2016, we had 2 seats. 2020, we had 1 seat. And 2024, we went back to 0 seats. What all the data is saying is that out of the 6 seats in the MPP, out of the 6 seats, the 11 elections, MPP has 0 in 6 of the 11 elections. So this is not an area that is a stronghold of the MPP. In fact, it took the whole Bcoz zone, the 6 constituencies put together, we lost just 30,000 votes in 2024. So you can't lose, it is not the Bcoz election that made us lose 2024. And we need to be very clear about that, that the data shows that the Bcoz factor was not a factor in the outcome of the 2024 elections, that we should stop moving in that direction. And